Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful pre-spring morning here in the Comox Valley on the traditional unceded territory of our Comox First Nation, who have just tallied up their treaty vote and have decided to take the treaty, and we're looking forward to soon having them here as a full member, should they choose, of the Comox Valley Regional District. And I do say good morning because for anybody out there with farm animals, they think it's 7:30. Normally this meeting starts at 9, so it's really starting at 7. Haven't set my circadian rhythm either yet. So anyway, we have a pretty busy schedule between the Black Creek Oyster Bay and the Electrical Area Services Committee. The Black Creek Oyster Bay Committee is a subcommittee of the Comox Valley Regional District that also contains a member from the Strathcona Regional District. And I'd like to welcome John Rice here, who's my cohort north of the Oyster River. If anybody doesn't know, this is a specialized committee that is designed to share services that cross over the imaginary line that's drawn between the Comox Valley and Strathcona Regional District. Recognized territories, we did that. No delegations today. We're going to move right into a receipt for the resolution status report.
Receipt.
Moved, I'll second that. Is there any discussion on the status report? Same old, same old. Okay, so all in favor? That carries. Moving on, we have a report from March the 6th regarding the 2019 feasibility study and governance opinions options report and proposed path forward, and it's for receipt. I'll second that, and over to CAO for introductions.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning to the committee members. Kaylee Lemart, our water wastewater analyst, will be introducing the staff report here, and Chris LaRose, our senior manager of water and wastewater services, will be supporting the discussion. Kaylee, I'll turn the floor over to you. Good morning.
Welcome. Thank you. Good morning through the CEO to the chair and director. As directed at the October BCOB meeting, this report updates the 2019 feasibility study and government options integrating the Watuco water system into the Black Creek Oyster Bay water local service area. It outlines the financial, regulatory, and operational considerations for conversion and recommends moving forward with public engagement and a legislative process timeline. The updated key findings. The updated analysis confirms that integrating the Watuco into BCOB is significantly more cost effective for residents than maintaining a private system. The projected average cost per household over 10 years is $2,800 annually if integrated, compared to the $36,000 to $5,000 annually if Watuco remains private. A $943,000 capital investment is required, with $451,000 in community works funds already allocated, reducing the borrowing requirement to $492,000 over 10 years. Technical and infrastructure considerations. Since the completion of previous feasibility work, the Water Master Plan shows that the connection of Watuco to BCOB is now feasible without a new reservoir. Additionally, staff have developed a 6th well to address water supply concerns. A pressure reducing valve will be needed to manage high system pressures. Water meters would be installed, transitioning residents to a usage-based billing system over time. Governance and next steps. We're proposing to start the public engagement process to inform Watuco residents of costs and benefits moving forward with an electoral process for approval. If approved, the bylaw amendment will formally integrate Watuco into the BCOB water local service area. Why this matters? Conversion provides the lowest cost, lowest risk option for Watuco residents while ensuring regulatory compliance. It supports long-term water security, public health, and financial sustainability for both Watuco and BCOB. That's all for me, but happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you very much. And Director Rice, you have some questions? Okay. Well, I just have to say that I'm glad we got to this place where we're at right now. It's been a bit of a struggle, but things being what they are, I think we're coming up with the best option, especially for the residents, considering the alternatives. We know that the provincial government is continually working on their Water Sustainability Act and making things more and more difficult for small water users every single day. to the point where it is perennially a big issue at UBCM, especially some of the smaller water services that are within the Comox Valley. We see some incredible challenges, and a government ministry that's basically tone deaf to local government needs. Probably because they never got their feet wet in the local government first. They went right into senior government politics, and they automatically were born knowing everything. Anyway, if you think I'm getting a little political, I think I just watched Jean Chrétien's speech online. I'm all pumped up. I got my Canadian flag on. So no, getting back to the matter at hand, I'd like to thank staff for all their work. I'd like to thank the Watuco Water System for their reasonableness and eagerness in working together for a solution for the people of the system. And I think it is the best way forward. We face some challenges, and I won't lie, in both systems in that we're dealing with the aging infrastructure. And we're going to have to put money aside for the eventual replacement, planned replacement of a lot of that infrastructure over the next 15, 20 years. But that being said, it's the only way forward. We're not going to go out and drill wells in our backyard anymore. So yeah, I think it's a really good thing. And I'd like to thank everybody. Other than that, we're just on receipt, I guess. So on receipt, anyone opposed to receipt? That carries. Does the director want to make the motion?
I'll move recommendation 1 that staff be directed to proceed with the public engagement for property owners within the Watuco water service, and further that staff be directed to report back with the proposed legislative, can't see all that, with the proposed legislative process timeline at the April 2025 Black Creek Oyster Bay Services Committee meeting.
We look forward to April. That's no fools. Okay, then on the actual motion, anyone opposed? And that carries. Thank you much.
Like to move recommendation 2.
Please. Oh, sorry.
Like to move recommendation 2 that staff be directed to work with Watuco water system owners to develop an agreement between them and the Comox Valley Regional District addressing all key financial, regulatory, and operational considerations for review and approval by the Black Creek Oyster Bay Services Committee in advance of the system extension.
And seconded. Any further discussion on that? And I'll call a question on recommendation 2. Anyone opposed? That also carries. Thank you very much, Jay. And we're going to move on to number 2, Black Creek Oyster Bay Local Water Service Area Development Cost Charge Consultation Summary. That's a mouthful. And on that report, I'll ask for receipt.
Move receipt.
I'll second it, and over to CL.
Thanks again. And Kaylee, again, will be introducing this report on the DCC study summary.
Fire away.
Thank you. So as directed at the November BCOB Service Committee meeting, staff completed consultation with the development community regarding planned increases to BCOB and Union Bay Water System DCCs. A direct mail out was sent out to major developers in service areas, and a notice was posted in Building Links in the November and December issues of Building Links, inviting developers to the open house. 4 people attended the open house, whose questions mostly related to the in-stream protections and planned capital works have no material objections to the completed DCC work. While the previous staff report mentions that secondary dwellings would be charged to DCC at building permit, consistent with the Comox Valley Water Local Service Area, it was not explicitly clear that this was a change from the existing BCOB DCC. In the January bill stuffer sent out to BCOB properties, staff included a bolded note that this would be applicable to new secondary dwellings, and provided additional details on water system and building permit web pages. And have not heard any responses from residents. The Inspector of Municipalities approved the DCC bylaw on February 26th, and unless otherwise directed, staff will send the bylaw to the April 8th board meeting for adoption. That's all for me. Happy to answer any questions if you mind.
Thank you very much. And I imagine there's a communication component to that as well, correct? for the residents.
That's right, yes.
Yes. Director Rice.
The only comment that I had, Area D is also going through an exploration right now for DCC charges. And I'll be quite interested to hear back if there's any negative or positive feedback from any of the developers. We're still working through the process to take a look at it, but I think it's the only way that small government can recover some of their costs.
Yeah, further to that, of course, you've heard us harping on time after time about the limited tools that we do have as local government, being creatures of the province, again, in the fact that our sole source of income outside of utility charges, which are basically stay in the service and go strictly to the utility and users, our sole income and revenue stream is derived strictly from the property owners, which at last count is about 60% of the population, who pay 100% of the cost of local government. Anyway, that's my next rant for the day. Any other discussion? It's just for receipt. So we'll call a question on receipt. Anyone opposed? That carries as well. So that brings us to the in-camera portion. Just kidding. That brings us to the end of the meeting. I entertain a motion for termination. I'll second that. And in favor? We are terminated. Thank you very much, people. Stick around for EASC. That's going to be a killer.
Just gonna try and move your